The United States Constitution effectively supports democratic values and principles still demonstrated in our society today. Limited government. The idea that the power of the government needs to be limited using a system of checks and balances and separation of powers. Rule of law. The Constitution for a nation must be in written form. Individual rights and freedoms. Each person has certain rights and freedoms protected from the government. Consent of governed. The people of a nation must agree to what goes on in the government. Majority rule. The biggest group of people makes decisions, but the smaller groups still have rights. Equality under law. All groups are treated fairly in law procedures. Democratic values and principles are present in the preamble of the Constitution. The phrase established justice relates to the democratic values of equality under law and due process. The word liberty represents the democratic value, individual rights, and freedoms. The U.S. Constitution is broken up into 7 main articles. The first 3 regulate the legislative, executive, and judicial branches. Similarly to the preamble, these sections represent many democratic values and principles, especially limited government, separation of powers, and checks and balances. Our founding fathers intended that the legislative branch would have the most power. The legislative branch is able to make many important decisions, such as creating currency and raising an army. They are also able to create new laws. The executive branch's role in government is to enforce the laws. The President is the Commander-in-Chief of the Army and Navy of the United States, and they are able to appoint ambassadors and other officers of the United States. The judicial branch's role in government is to review laws after they have been made to make sure that they do not contradict the Constitution. Overall, these roles of the branches of government are still upheld today. The first 10 amendments in the Constitution are known as the Bill of Rights. Many democratic values and principles are found in the Bill of Rights. The first 4 amendments protect Americans' rights to freedom of expression and religion, right to bear arms, and right to privacy. They represent the democratic values of limited government and individual rights and freedoms. Amendments 5 through 8 regulate procedures and rights of the accused. These amendments relate to the democratic values of due process and individual rights and freedoms. Amendments 9 and 10 deal with the rights not listed in the Constitution but still granted to the people. These amendments relate to the democratic value of limited government. Marijuana legalization is an issue currently debated upon. Marijuana is currently legal in Colorado, Alaska, Oregon, Washington, and Washington, D.C. Medical marijuana use is also legal in 23 states. Although marijuana use is legal in these states, there are a few problems. Since the national government does not currently have marijuana legalized, federally backed banks are not permitted to do business with marijuana dispensaries. The marijuana legalization issue proves that democratic values and principles are still supported today because although state and federal governments contradict, they still keep the system of federalism in place.